Welcome to Silver Bar Stacker, folks. I hope everybody's doing well and having a wonderful weekend. It's Stack Pack Sunday, and we got a new SBS drop, and so I'm very, very excited to introduce what we've got in store today. I know a few of you are excited about this week's theme. You've been asking for sunshine mining products, and so I'm very, very pleased to say that this week we've got some sunshine mining bars and rounds available for a few lucky entrants in this week's SBS drop. And if you are not all familiar with the SBS drop, the way it works is as soon as this video ends, we are going to make the SBS drop live on our website, silverbarstacker.com, where community stackers are each going to have a chance to secure one of the SBS drop slots. This week we've got 6 drop slots available, and so if you're lucky enough to grab one of those slots, it's one per account, one per household. If you are lucky enough to grab one of those slots, then you will secure one of these 6 1-ounce sunshine mining vintage silver products. And so I'm very, very excited to give you guys a closer look as to what's going to be featured in this week's SBS drop. This week's drop is going to be a $35 drop, which in my view is very, very competitive. That's about 50% below, our kind of the cost basis, the price that we sell actually on the website for on average for each of these products. So I'm very, very excited to say that we've got a $35 drop this week, and let's take a closer look at these products. And so what's actually interesting about this drop is that each of the products here are produced by Sunshine Mining, right? So you've got, all your vintage companies from back in the day. There's tons of them, right? But some of the more notable ones are Engelhard, Johnson Matthey, USVI, A-Mark. Those are the ones that I really, really love to collect and stack. But Sunshine Mining is another one that I love to stack. And so these Sunshine Mining rounds, these vintage rounds, are something that I really, really like to collect. These are dated rounds, and so we'll take a closer look at the 3 that we have available for this week's drop. But a thing to note about Sunshine Mining, right? Because it's really important to know, like, before you kind of get into potentially buying something, it's good to know about, like, what is it that you're buying. And a lot of the vintage stuff that you can pick up for vintage silver, it's super interesting because it is interesting. It's got history behind it, and so that's why there's a lot of kind of craze behind it. There's a lot of new stackers, I would say, from what I've heard. There's a lot of new stackers, younger stackers, in fact, that are kind of getting into the vintage and just getting into stacking in general. And even if it's not vintage, you're just kind of getting into that stacking mentality, right? And so whether or not you're deeply into vintage, when you're into stacking, you kind of get into a certain mindset when you're a stacker, right? And so a lot of these suppliers that I work with, they kind of share a very similar mindset, which I find very interesting. But sometimes when I'm speaking with these suppliers, they'll be wondering, they're wondering, well, why are you buying so much of this stuff, right? Because they're used to it, right? Because they get lots of business with people interested, especially lately, buying vintage silver. But I kind of buy an unusual quantity sometimes from time to time when I'm making purchases, and they're just so we get to talking, right? We talk for hours sometimes with these suppliers about nothing to do with the orders that we're making. And so I kind of we get to talking, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I run a YouTube channel, and kind of the objective of the YouTube channel is to sort of educate people, because I like to educate myself about the pieces that I collect, and I find it super interesting. And so I think, well, why not just educate other people and kind of share whatever it is that I learn with other people, because I'm learning so much stuff from them, right? And so there are multiple of the suppliers that I've spoke with, I've said the same thing, and so like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool actually, and they actually appreciate that, because that's what helps them be able to actually sell. Like, it's when people actually find out about this interesting stuff, then they're actually feeling like collecting it. Like, I actually like to collect this stuff, and that's why I do it, right? And all the other people who are kind of into vintage, they collect it. I mean, some of them probably do it for profit or whatever, but they're probably gotten into that because they have an interest in it. So they're maybe they're doing it for profit, but they're actually interested in it as well, right? So I don't know. I was just kind of digressing there, but when it's always good to spread the knowledge, right? So now the only reason I ever got into sunshine mining is because of Silverstruck. I one time watched one of his videos where he had pulled out some sunshine mining product that he had picked up at one of his LCSs, and I distinctly remember him saying that, well, if you've got a piece and it says sunshine mining on it, that's how you know it's vintage, right? And so over these ones are sunshine silver, sunshine mining, sunshine silver, right? This says sunshine mining on it. Sunshine mining, sunshine silver, 999 fine silver, sunshine mining. So that's pretty cool. So you'll find tons and tons and tons of sunshine minting rounds out there and bars out there, and they still produce those today. And so those are not vintage. They carry a premium as well, right? Just those modern sunshine minting pieces. They make a lot of generic buffalo rounds even to this day. I think they have some, I'm not exactly sure on all their products, but I know for a fact they make a generic buffalo as an example. And so you can get modern sunshine minting with a T, minting products easily today. They make them by the thousands, right? But when it comes down to sunshine mining, that's the vintage. Mine with an N, that there's your vintage, right? So this round in particular, I like these dated rounds because the ones that I've got a lot of them that are in the original wrapping, and so that's really cool to me. And so this one right here is a 1986 dated round in the original factory seal. This one right here is a 1985 toner dated round. That's also in the original factory seal. And this one, also in the original seal, is a 1982. So this is the oldest one that I've got here in this prize pool. So 3 dated rounds, $35 for each drop slot. So there's 50% chance that you'll end up with a one of these rounds because there's 3 of them out of the 6. Now over here, now we're kind of taking a step up, I guess you could say. This is still in the original factory seal too, and so this right here is a sunshine mining. Right here it says sunshine silver. This is sunshine mining. Down here it says sunshine mining, so that's how you know it's a vintage. It's a sunshine mining vintage bar, a 1 ounce silver bar. It's got the eagle there, and you'll see today it's pretty easy to get sunshine minting silver eagle bars, and so those are very accessible. But again, you got to remember the difference: sunshine mining versus sunshine minting. So this is sunshine mining vintage eagle bar. So there's sunshine bullion there on the back, and this is in the original factory seal as well. So one lucky person is going to end up securing the goods on this one for $35. And then over here, well, this right here, we've got a Coors Light silver bullet. Yeah, you heard that right, folks. 1 troy ounce 999 fine silver. And why am I showing you this? Because this is actually, believe it or not, a Sunshine Mining Company product. This is a vintage silver bar. This one, unfortunately, is not in the original factory seal, but this is a Coors Light Sunshine Mining vintage bar. Coors Light silver bullet. How cool is that? It's got the can right there on the front. Now, I'm not a Coors Light drinker, but I am now obsessed with Coors Light stuff. And so we actually have introduced a stack pack line of Coors Light products. And so if you're not aware, we actually have multiple lines of serialized stack packs. And so the way that those work is that they start off with the first serialized stack pack, right? And so this is the first stack pack of the series of our Coors Light themed stack packs. And so it's the first one. It hasn't sold yet. This is just an aluminum token. 1987 vintage aluminum token from Louisiana, Coors Light. It's, because I got really into the Coors Light Sunshine Mining Bullion, and so I thought, let me kick off I'm gonna kick off the serialized stack pack line for Coors Light products with a Coors Light aluminum token, and I think this is like 16 or 17 bucks. I think on the website. So the way that the serialized stack packs work are that there'll only be one available, and as soon as that first one sells, then within 72 hours, you don't know when, but sometime within the next 72 hours, the next sequential serialized stack pack would then be featured, right? So I've got number 2 here, I got number 3 here, number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got all the way up to 20. And I also have a stack pack line of Sunshine Mining products as well. So over here, this is actually the first stack pack, first serialized stack pack of the Sunshine Mining products. So this one is also available for sale. I think this is like 45 bucks or something for the first Sunshine Mining round serialized stack pack. And so if you're looking to get something a little bit more collectible, something with the serial number on the stack pack, you got to look out for the dozens of themed serialized stack pack lines that we've got. This is a Sunshine Mining serialized stack pack, and this is the first one that we've got available. This is a 1986 sealed round. Okay, so if you go on the website, you go to the SBS exclusives, or you just kind of search for Sunshine Mining, you'll see that stack pack if you're wanting to secure the first one. If you're wanting to get this funny little aluminum token from 1987 because you're into Coors Light, or you're just trying to see what's the next serialized stack pack going to be, who knows, right? What could the next one be? Well, you're not going to find out until this one sells. So somebody's got to buy this aluminum token. If nobody buys it, it's already dropped in price from 20 bucks to $16.99. And so if nobody buys this for $16.99, maybe the price will drop again until somebody does buy it. And then once somebody buys it, within 72 hours, the next Coors Light stack pack that's serialized, it'll be SBS 008-002. That one will be available up on the website. So that's kind of how the serialized stack packs work. And so I just wanted to let you know about that, because this week's drop is actually just a sampling of 2 of the serialized stack pack lines that we've got. We've got a Coors Light stack pack line, and we've got a Sunshine Mining stack pack line. So that's what that is. So this one right here is a nice little toner, Coors Light Sunshine Bullion, Sunshine Mining Company right here. And now take a look at this. This is also a Coors Light bar. This one's in the original factory seal, but that's not the only thing that's different here. Now, as I've been on my pursuit of collecting Coors Light Sunshine Mining 1-ounce bars, and actually there's a 5-ounce and a 10-ounce variety of these bars as well, but for the 1-ounce bar variety, I've come to find out that there's actually 2 different reverses, believe it or not. And so one lucky person is actually going to get this a little bit more unique reverse, where it just says 1 troy ounce, 999 fine silver, copyright SBC, Sunshine Bullion Company, 1987. Okay, so this actually gives the date on the back. It says copyright SBC, and over here you've got Sunshine Mining Company just written on the back. So you've got 2 variations here of the Coors Light Sunshine Mining vintage bars, one in the original factory seal with a slightly different reverse, and then one over here which is a toner not in the original factory seal. So in my opinion, these right here are kind of like the cream of the crop. I mean, I would be gunning for these because I find these to be a little bit quirky. Some people might be like, maybe, I hope they're not upset, but I hope they're not upset when they're like, I don't even like Coors Light. But regardless, you know what you're getting into when you get into the drop. So these are the available items in this week's prize pool, and I wish you all the best of luck with this week's drop. Cheers.